This episode of The Horror Show is brought to you by our Patreon listeners, Sam Sorensen, Chris Rhodes, Tracy Hansen, Ruben Covarrubias. It's a tough one.
Sounds right.
Casey and Casey Twist. They all donated over at patreon.com/IHateHorror. If you can support monetarily, that is the best way to do it. Also, we got a new sponsor this week.
Oh, shit.
It's our buddies over at powerbomb.tv.
Nice.
Pro wrestling from around the world. You like pro wrestling?
That's okay.
You like pro wrestling from around the world?
Nah.
Fighting around the world. Can't wait to get sued for that. Featuring all different styles, lucha libre. I mean, these guys they have everything. It's awesome. Over 400 events from 70 plus pro wrestling organizations. You got some CZ Dubs in there. I saw that. CZ Dub. You got CZ Dub. CZ Dub. You also got some Beyond
Those are those
wrestling.
Really calm, sane guys. Right?
Yes, they wrestle like gentlemen.
Yeah.
Live streams of pro wrestling they're just getting into now. They were featured on Deadspin, actually.
Nice.
Powerbomb.tv. $10 a month or $100 for the year. Sign up over there. They've got the apps coming. I think they're already on Roku, and I think you can stream to Google Chrome right now. But Fire's coming.
Making
Chrome
moves.
Stick's coming. They're making huge moves. High end, too. It's really nice. So check them out. For the best in indie wrestling, check that out. And that's all streaming. Powerbomb.tv. I don't know if he gave me a fucking code or not, so tell him Sean sent you.
Show up at Adam's house just demanding.
He also, I talked to the owner of Powerbomb TV. He said he wants to get a death match of us versus Paul.
Okay.
I said, done.
Just say no more.
Yeah. All right. And with that, we're going to start our episode about this movie Detention.
That's a great one.
Kind of a stinker.
People love it.
People do love it.
Should probably save that for the episode.
Yeah, well.
Were you in the episode?
I think this is the episode.
Okay, well.
All right.
So, Detention.
Enjoy Detention.
Just sitting around watching horror movies all fucking day.
Okay, I stopped paying attention in class. I was thinking about the adventures of Ash, about the misfortune of sitting kids at Crystal Lake. Became addicted straight away with the initial tape. God bless Betamax. VHS, holy like Amanda Kruger. I was introduced to genre flicks by Toby Hooper. I started craving more just like Larry the Looter. I collected VHS without commentary or bloopers. No computers, magazines, a bunch of stores. Spent my money on movies and begged my mom for more. I'd watch the boys kill those astro bastards 5 times a day or even more. I loved the gore. Lionel and Paquita combined their lonely hearts.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Horror Show. Show that dissects, mutilates, dismembers, and butchers all of your favorite and not so favorite horror movies and other horror-related events. I'm Sean.
I'm Joe.
Well, we're here. We're doing Detention.
Yeah, we are.
It was made in 2011. Dane Cook's in it.
Yeah.
And I believe they used his really bad acne scars as like a prop in the movie. It's part of the story. Was that makeup scar on his face, or was that because he's got really bad acne scars, right?
I honestly have no clue.
You don't know anything about Dane Cook?
I know he was in Waiting.
I remember that?
And Buzz loves that movie.
Do you remember how popular Dane Cook was when we were in high school? Or no, it was right after high school, right? It was when we were.
Yeah, it was like freshman year.
Yeah.
Like his
That was a
stand-up
fucking
special.
nightmare.
Every girl ever
loved
had
it.
that.
It was so weird. I fucking hated him.
Never found him funny.
Never did. And I fucking hated his Shocker logo. That was his logo, remember?
That was Dane?
That was the ones that you saw in trucks and shit.
Huh.
Yeah, that was a
I had a Shocker shirt. I don't know where it came from.
the Dane Cook concert you went to.
I most definitely did not do that.
Is Dane Cook
I remember there was
alive?
what? He was just in detention.
Just in detention.
Wait, that was almost a decade ago.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Isn't that insane? Well, he's got a new Showtime special coming. Oh, wait, nope. Last updated, I think, 2014. Wow.
He was beefing with Louis C.K. for a while.
Dane Cook might be dead. All right.
I don't think he's dead.
No, I don't think so either. That's probably slander. So we got Detention here. It's sent to us by our buddy Andrew G., who's no longer our buddy.
He's no longer our buddy?
After giving us Detention, he's not.
You're correct.
Joe's computers. Again.
These notes.
Can't wait to edit this. You can find it on Shudder. If you have Shudder, it's on Shudder. Or you can
just ignore it.
Steal it. I would suggest stealing this one. I'm just kidding. Always pay for your movies, guys. This movie is super interesting.
People really like it.
Okay, well, we know one guy that really liked it. It's a big old peanut head. I guess a little old peanut head. So the true definition, right? I mean, fucking 5 stars for this that's insane.
I agree.
That's ludicrous.
I would have to agree.
That's fucking ludicrous. I don't even know what I'm looking up right now. Oh, yeah, I'm looking up Detention. Because I wanted to get the director's name and his because we're gonna have to fill up some time for this fucking episode because I can already tell you
this movie is
weird.
But yeah, besides being weird, like if you took cocaine and put it on a slide and then put it under a microscope and like zoomed in, you would just see this movie because it's just so fucking fast paced and like all over and jittery.
All over, and to me, not enjoyable in that aspect. No. To me, it was not enjoyable. Some people can do that style of movie making, like that quick cuts and things like that, but not this one. Not this one. It's directed by Joseph Kahn. Mm-hmm. Famous for his music videos, and one of them was "Without Me" by
the Eminem
video, right? I think it's "Without Me." Is that what
it was? Yep.
Yeah. So
because he got mad at me because I said I didn't like the song.
Yeah, well, it's a good song. So he did "Without Me," and that's what this movie is. It's "Without Me," but an hour and a half, which is not acceptable. Because as much as I like "Without Me," that movie is a frantic, insane piece of shit. But that's fine because it fits Eminem's little persona of like, look at me, I'm all over the place, right?
Right.
But this movie did not even let you take anything in, and then ultimately totally forgot the plot. And then at the end was literally the characters say, "Oh yeah, by the way, we should probably wrap up this story." You know what I mean? As if it's funny, almost breaking the fourth wall, but it wasn't funny.
I'm on board with this 100%.
It was annoying as fuck.
Yes. And like it was just inexcusable. Like they put so much into this movie, like so many aspects and like homages to other movies, which normally I like if you're doing like a throwback, but it wasn't a throwback. It was very modern and like there's sequences and scenes that just didn't need to be in there.
No. Do you think it started out strong?
No.
I thought it started out
I hated that it started out with that girl saying, "I'm Taylor and I'm a bitch."
Oh, yeah.
Spelling it out.
Yeah. And doing the screen things
Hated
like
it.
MG or Mick G. What's his name? Mick G, right? Mick G.
Yeah, what movie did he just do? Better Watch Out? No,
the other one. The
Babysitter, yeah.
Right.
Which was great.
Right. He actually pulled it off in that one, but I hate that.
That was my least. I do not like that
pointing
whatsoever.
at the screen.
I don't need to see that.
No.
It takes me out of the movie.
No. And how about the credit sequence? Well, we should probably just get into the movie, but the random credit sequence that's thrown in after 10 minutes of the movie, that was the most alarming thing I've ever seen. That honestly shook me. I was shaken up by that. I really didn't like. I don't know how anyone could really love this movie. I'll be honest. I see a lot of people go, "Oh, it's like the Breakfast Club, but crazy and horror Breakfast Club." It's not.
I mean, it is in the sense that there's people in Saturday detention.
But like, dude, that is literally 30 minutes of the movie. They're not in detention all that long.
I'm not defending that theory. I'm just saying that's the only comparison I can make.
It was so fucking bizarre. I totally forgot the movie was called fucking Detention, that they were ever going to go to detention. Oh, man, it was tough. It was tough. I really didn't like it. I really had a hard time.
I did not.
I really had a hard time.
What'd you rate it?
I haven't even rated it yet. I need to think about it. Honestly, it's.
You're going to wait till we're done with the episode and you declare you like it?
So that way I don't look like an idiot. Yeah, that was... Dude, that Jigsaw review on Letterboxd I did that I got called out for today.
Oh, yeah.
It was legitimately... I don't know what I was even doing. I don't know what I was doing. Because even at that time, I didn't like it. And I gave it 2.5 stars and hit the like button. So I don't know. I don't know really.
I feel like this has happened more than once.
But I have no one to impress with the Jigsaw review. I'm not, you know what I mean? It's not a classic where I'm going to get shit on or I'm trying to like, I I got a comment on my Letterboxd review, so I was like, oh, let me look what I gave it, because I read it in my email. I was like, I don't know what I gave it. Probably the same, because it didn't seem confrontational. It wasn't like, you're an idiot. It was just like, oh man, I couldn't stand this movie. And I looked and I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Anyway, so let's get into another great film, Detention. So like Joe said, we start off with this, it's a teen movie, I guess, but it's a pretty bad teen movie. It's a pretty bad attempt at a teen movie. IMHO.
You like Not Another Teen Movie.
Oh,
right?
I love Not Another.
Same. I think it's like one of the funniest spoofs ever made.
Yeah. It does not get enough credit as a comedy.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Because it gets like put off because
it's just like one of those.
Because there's so many generic ones.
Yeah, there was 18,000 of them at that time.
Yes.
But this one was
legitimately funny.
So
like,
funny.
Laugh out loud funny.
So fucking funny.
I wish this was like that.
I still quote Not Another Teen Movie almost.
So do I.
I know you would, Reggie Ray. I know you would. I say that like daily.
We've had this conversation on the show.
Have we?
Yeah. Because I just said, unless I'm having the worst deja vu, because I'm pretty sure you said that same exact thing to me. And I was going to say what I quote. I'm like, I'm not saying this again.
Well, yeah. So this is not a spoof, but more of an homage
to everything.
To literally everything in the world. So it sucks. It's not an homage when you do that. It's just a frantic piece of shit. So we get this girl. She's Taylor Fisher. She's sitting in her bed. She says, I'm a bitch. Beauty, intelligent, talent, charisma, and hoobastank.
Which, by the way, this is 2011. That is way past Hoobastank's prime.
Way past Hoobastank.
I could not believe that.
Way fucking past.
There's nobody in 2011 listening to Hoobastank.
And then she goes, what? They're good. Now, yeah, I don't
that
understand
song, The Reason, that is like emotionally traumatized me. They played that more than like any song ever.
Yeah.
Every time you went to the gym in college, every bar, it sucked.
I hated everything about them, and I didn't really know that much about them. What is really weird about this opening sequence is after that, this girl is breaking the fourth wall. She's talking to the camera, and all she's doing is drinking and popping pills, like, and herpes medication.
Herpex, yeah.
and talking at the same time, rambling about popular music, like alternative music. I don't even know what she's saying because I honestly don't care. But she's rambling about how there are going to be has-beens and It's a weird attempt at a joke. I don't even know, man. It's so out of place.
Well, again, it's like we said, this movie's fast paced and the character's talking. Like, she is going a mile a minute about 100 different things. And she's making so many sexual references.
You can't even catch them.
You can't, because she's like brushing her teeth. Yeah. To be like, don't spit, swallow. But
I don't even know what the fuck she's talking about.
Wait. Someone's going to correct this, but I in my note I had that she was doing that while brushing her teeth.
She did.
Which, why would you swallow brushing your teeth?
I don't know. And then
that's a good way to get a stomach ache.
Then she spit and it zoomed in.
Yeah.
And I thought we were going to see something, and I guess it's shaped kind of like, I don't know.
Like,
I thought it was like shaped like a butterfly. No.
Wait, shaped like a butterfly?
Yeah. So
is that a reference to something?
I don't know. It's I don't know. I don't know, because this movie just did shit.
Well,
that
if
I
anybody's ever jizzed butterfly shape, do not at me.
So it's really weird. And she's just screaming at her mom. She's calling her mom a bitch.
She seems lovely.
Screaming at her brother, calling him an asshole. And she tells us Cinderella is opening this weekend. See, this movie's so hard to talk about because nothing matters. Nothing matters. Nothing.
Yeah, but wait till we get to the end.
Nothing fucking matters.
When they incorporate time travel, just to make it like more confusing to talk about.
You know what? Maybe I'm excited to talk about this now. So she tells us Cinderella 2 is opening this weekend. And,
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. My note says she says don't swallow spit.
Oh.
I had it backwards. So now it makes sense why she would do that with the...
I guess. Still, I don't care.
Well, no, that I agree with. I was alarmed because I thought she was swallowing toothpaste. That's all I was alarmed about.
One time when I was little, I ate like so much toothpaste and I threw up everywhere.
Sean, Paul did that at like age 17. His mom was furious at him. That's a fact. Ate a tube of toothpaste.
Dude, it's technically poison.
I know.
Yeah, you should go. Because I looked on the back of the thing after I was so sick. I looked on the back of the toothpaste and it was like, call poison control.
No, it's dangerous. How old were you?
Honestly, I thought I was too old. I think it was like 5th or 6th grade, maybe a little younger, like 4th through 6th. How mad would your dad have been if you did that?
I probably wouldn't be here.
I was so hungry. I was just like...
I agree. 4th grade's way too old. So that just makes Paul even worse.
Oh, man. So Taylor Fisher tells us, to not be a loser, you have to go see Cinderella. It doesn't really matter. This was a nightmare to take notes on.
The Cinderella too?
No, no. This movie was a nightmare to take notes on because it was so fast paced. Like we're not going to have
a normal episode.
Yeah. Because our notes are not. They're going to be so disjointed. So sorry about that, gang.
Well, I mean, we already had a character who's breaking the fourth wall and introducing her family to us, and then introduces a movie to us, which we see scenes from the movie. And then it's going to go back to her, and it's going to cut to new characters.
And then it just starts cutting to nothing of interest.
And like Cinderella 2 is like Stab in the Scream movies.
Yes. Yes, 100%. That's a good comparison.
I guess the movie they're trying to be very meta.
Yes, but it's a bad.
Well, unlike Scream, you're just like, what are you doing?
It's weird. Stop. And honestly, though, I don't mind the Cinderella character in this.
No, that's the best part. It looks awesome.
It's terrifying.
The mask, like the face, is disgusting.
But good news, guys. You're going to see Cinderella right now, and then you won't see him again until the end of the fucking movie.
And I still don't understand the point of Cinderella.
There's no point.
Also, we're saying this, Cinderella is an actual movie within this movie.
Yes.
But there's a killer that's dressed as Cinderella.
Yes.
But it's not really Cinderella.
No.
And then within the movie, they end up making Cinderella 3 and 4.
and like a knockoff, like a foreign knockoff of Cinderella. It's so stupid.
I don't get this movie.
I don't understand it at all. It sounds better. The way we're talking about it sounds better than its application, I believe.
I'm honestly giddy for the fucking Detention fans
to
tell you that we don't know shit about Detention.
Oh my God.
Which is true. I won't deny that.
I won't
shit
deny
about
either.
Detention.
But honestly, if you're going to try and explain Detention to me, like...
Oh yeah, get fucked.
Just stop. There's fucking alien scenes and cow scenes and bear scenes.
Yeah.
And...
Let's keep going.
So anyway, she starts getting weird text messages from Cinderella, but if you blink, you'll fucking miss it because it lasts 3 seconds and it's just flashing on the screen.
She's talking about a guide to not being a total loser.
Yeah.
And one of them is seeing Cinderella 2, which I would argue.
No. Yeah.
It's go see Cinderella 2.
Yeah, go see Cinderella 2 or else you're a loser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would argue the complete opposite.
Yeah, I would also. So she gets these weird messages from Cinderella. It's literally so fast. Who says he's going to kill her?
Yeah.
And then he shows up instantly.
And honestly, I was like, okay, maybe this movie might be good because it popped up and just killed her.
Slit her throat.
Yeah.
And then threw her out a window and she lands on her mom's car and blood's everywhere.
I was on board.
Right. And I was like, oh, I see what we did here. This is just the weird intro, fast-paced intro. It'll slow down and we'll get our story. It does not ever slow down.
No, it picks up.
Speed, like, it accelerates. Fucking, yeah. It accelerates, man. Joseph Kahn was like, you know what? You know what this movie needs? Faster pace. So we get our lead character, Riley. I believe that's her name. And she, that girl's dead. And I wrote, well, that ends the nightmare sequence. And thinking that was the end of it.
Like, in Scream, when Drew Barrymore's character dies, all the other characters, like, throughout the movie are like, I can't believe she's gone. Like, I had class with her and stuff. But they do this, but they do it in, like, such a passing way that girl does not matter.
Not at all.
The high school's, like, not on lockdown.
Not at all.
Other than Dane Cook being weird.
Not at all. It's so bizarre. So we cut to this other girl, and it says life sucks on her screen instead of the bitch rule. She wakes up covered in French fries and ketchup.
Been there.
That might have been the second best part of the movie. I actually laugh. She's a loser, but in typical high school movie fashion, she's super attractive and
like not another teen movie.
Yeah.
Just like a
I don't think
ponytail and glasses.
I don't think. I mean, maybe, but not really.
Yeah, not like that movie.
It's not emphasized.
Right.
It's not. They're not making a joke of it.
Correct.
So it kind of just doesn't pay off. So she's the nerd. It kind of makes no sense. She has to walk to school where she's robbed for her iPod from a hipster, and we know that because a counter comes on the screen. Riley hipster. The hipster gets one for robbing her of her iPod. Is that the worst depiction of a hipster you've ever seen? I almost thought he did not know what a hipster was. It was kind of shocking. And the references that they use are really
he didn't
odd.
have a beard.
Maybe in 2011, hipsters were different, but I don't think so.
No. Well, what is a hipster?
I don't know. But whatever. So she gets her iPod stolen. We're just getting set up to show that this girl,
Everything sucks.
everything sucks in her life. Yeah. But it's actually really, honestly, it's not that bad.
Also agreed.
We next meet our lead male, Clapton. Shit name.
Clapton Davis, played by a budding Josh Hutcherson.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, he's in The Hunger Games. He's like the main romantic lead.
Oh, cool. So
Bridge to Terabithia, I think. I don't know.
So he's in the Hunger Games. Good news, gang. And I don't know how he's popular, but
In this movie?
yeah, he's a skater, but also the most popular kid in the school somehow. That was not the case in any school ever, but that's fine. We also meet some jocks. We're setting up some characters here. Fuck, I forgot all about that side storyline with the jock.
About how he wants to kill Clapton Davis?
How he's a fly.
Oh, no, that one. Well, I was going to save it for that part because what a reveal.
What a fucking stupid piece of shit movie. Imagine rating this 5 stars. If you rated this 5 stars, I'll pay for your flight here so I can hit you in the head with a tack hammer. I might edit that out.
Like, it would be funny if it was funny. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'd be okay with this if it was humorous and I enjoyed it.
I'm not even entirely sure it's supposed to be funny. I think it might just be supposed to be weird.
I feel like I mean, if you're putting Dane Cook in it, you're probably trying to be a little funny.
Dane Cook honestly might be the best part of the movie. I actually didn't mind his character.
Not the fly?
Why? Was the dumbest thing ever.
No. The best part of the movie is that guy who's been in detention for 19 years.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Wait, this movie might be good.
No, it's not. It's really fucking not, because you're right. That was one of the best parts, right? That honestly made me laugh. And then, but this, I mean, we'll get to it, I guess. It's just infuriating what they did. I feel like they had a bunch of cool little things that they could have like grabbed onto, and then they were just like, because then he shows up at the end.
Exactly. Choose one and like
just go with it for a little bit
and like hone it, make it
like
good.
Give it more than 3 minutes. That guy got 3 minutes of screen time, but then we're supposed to care about him at the end as he walks away. It's so fucking weird. So Clapton's our lead guy. And this movie is just like someone with ADD at this point. It is just flashing. We get this credit sequence now.
Yeah.
15 minutes into the movie, we get the credit sequence, and they're hiding names everywhere. And at first, I thought these were the character names until I started seeing
it's the actor
director
names.
of photography. Yeah. It was insane.
Well, so that's funny you say that because I know Josh Hutcherson's name.
Oh,
It
yeah,
was
yeah.
on his shoe. And I
Oh,
was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
Get the fuck out. Why is his name on his shoe? And I realized they were rolling the credits 20 minutes into it.
And they're hidden really well. I mean, it would have been a cool sequence if the movie started that way.
Yeah.
But they didn't. So we finally start the movie, though, after all this bullshit.
And we find out that Clapton Davis, they do like title cards for each character too. So like their backstory, and it says the ultimatum of Clapton Davis. He's getting in trouble with the principal a week earlier.
It's like a million little segments that they title each one for.
Yes.
Yeah.
So and Dane Cook is the principal. So he's getting in trouble with him for his grades.
Yes.
And then flash forward to him. He's going to get his ass kicked by the jock because we assume it was over a girl.
Yes, it's over
Riley's friend.
Ione.
Yes.
This is the first time I've ever known character names.
That's incredible because I wrote none of them down in this one because I didn't.
Ione or Iones? Ione.
Doesn't
it's gotta be Ione. It literally doesn't matter.
Because it turns out it's not Ione.
Well, that's true. So, swerve alert. So this movie makes way too many references and doesn't know what era it's trying to idolize. So,
well, Ione idolizes the 80s.
Ione idolizes the 90s.
The 90s, and Riley.
But so does Clapton.
Right. But the other one idolizes the 80s.
Does she?
And they argue about it.
Oh. I must have.
They argue over 90s and 80s.
Looked away for 3 seconds while that scene was happening. Is that when they get into the fight? Is that what their fight's about? Whatever. So anyway, that would actually make more sense. But so Clapton's into the 90s and Ione's into the 90s, and he likes her because she can sing all the words to Sting's Fields of Gold.
I would never talk to anyone ever again if they knew all the words of that song.
I agree completely. And it was their favorite song.
Never.
Who would you rather? What serenade would you rather have? Ione singing "Fields of Gold" or James from Twin Peaks singing that fucking song?
Ooh. Oh,
Ione's better to look at.
I would have to go there. That Twin Peaks song, so stupid.
I've never seen it.
Don't worry, it comes back in the season 3.
I actually knew that. Yeah, so we get that. We also get a okay scene if it wasn't so disjointed. And none of this is going to make sense. Like, think about what we're saying right now. We're like, oh yeah, this happens, and then and by the way, so like we said, they idolized the 90s, but then Clapton's like, I gotta watch Roadhouse and learn how to fight.
Yeah.
What? Can't you couldn't pick a 90s movie to fucking idol? It makes no fucking sense.
Or just anything.
Or anything. Learn to fight from, fighting.
Right.
But we cut to our girl Riley, who's in debate class, arguing with a Canadian exchange student.
Well, I just remember what he turns into at the end.
I don't remember.
Oh, we'll get to it then. I'll bite my tongue.
He's the foreign exchange student from Canada, and she's arguing about
vegans versus meat eaters.
Yeah,
but she's pro-vegan,
right?
And he's also pro-vegan.
Yeah, he starts arguing her points better than she could. But then ultimately ends it with, we should be eating baby animals.
He was pro eating baby animals. That's what he was for. He only eats lamb or something like that.
But he was also...
Or chicks.
But he starts his argument off being like, yeah, why would we eat animals? What's the matter with you? But then ultimately he's like, we should just eat baby animals.
Yeah, then everybody cheers for him.
Yeah.
And she's sad.
And everyone's like, he did a really good job.
Yeah. He also talks like an asshole.
He talks like a total asshole. And that's just that scene.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know what that's setting up. So she tries to hang herself.
She's a loser because she lost that. She lost to the hipster. So she tries to hang herself in the middle of school, and everybody just walks by.
As she's hanging. Also, how does it not kill her?
Yeah, she's like swinging, but she's able to. And honestly, this part I enjoyed because she's swinging, she's surviving, and somebody's trying to kill her, and she's trying to stay alive.
Yes.
Like, she's literally just trying to die.
Yeah,
but then she changes her mind because somebody's trying to kill her.
The only unfortunate part is, have you ever swung at a piñata?
Are you asking me? Is that a quote from the movie?
No, I'm asking you.
Have I ever swung at a piñata? Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to hit, right?
Yeah.
Imagine swinging at a human being just
with an axe
who's being hung,
who's almost unconscious.
Yeah. You'd be hard pressed to miss.
Which Cinderella does
a lot. Cinderella probably takes a dozen swings at this and can't fucking hit her.
I would also argue when Cinderella pops up to kill her is a pretty good jump scare.
It's all right, yeah.
For this movie.
Yeah, for what it is. Yeah. But then Cinderella accidentally cuts her.
Accidentally
cuts her down.
Yeah.
Don't know how that's possible. Imagine that swing.
Imagine missing a human, but being able to hit a rope cleanly.
So way above her head. Holy shit. She's about to get, he gets her down and starts strangling the shit out of Riley. Riley looks like she's donezo. She's trying to pull the mask off though. It's coming off. And then the bell rings and he runs away and no one stops this guy.
No, everyone's oblivious. Just like no one stopped her from hanging.
Yeah. And she wakes up just in time to see Clapton getting the shit kicked out of him.
Outside, yep.
Outside. But before he can get the shit kicked out of him, it's broken up by the cops. And they're there to just randomly tell all the children in an informal manner that Taylor Fisher's dead. And no one cares. They care for a split second, and then it's on with the movie.
Yes.
Like, why even have that scene? Why even bother telling us? Oh, wait. That scene actually is great because of a Simpsons homage. One of the cops is a fanboy.
Oh, yes.
It's the most useless thing, though.
Because he shows up later, too, doesn't he? And he argues with her.
Well, it's
the same guy?
It's this one. Yeah, it's this scene. So, well, yeah, because it just jumps around. So that happens at home. Well, the cops, you're right. Yeah.
Okay.
The cops break it up. Then the girl's at home crying. Then she gets attacked by Cinderella
again, who's in her room.
Yes.
Yeah.
We get a chase through the backyard. A dog almost bites off her face. That was actually a pretty decent thing.
Agreed.
But then that's it. And then she's just sitting there. And then the cops show up and are like, what happened? She's like, Cinderella tried to kill me. And they're like, okay, we don't believe you. And she's like, and then they make Scream references.
Mm-hmm. Arguing about the actual movie Scream.
Yeah.
In this universe.
Which is annoying as fuck. And then
and he makes a nuke the fridge comment.
Yes. Yeah. He makes a nuke the fridge comment.
Fucking Indy 4 comment.
And she calls him a fanboy. She's like, you fucking fanboy. And then he goes, worst motive ever as he gets in the car. And I was like, you know what? That's pretty solid. But guess what? None of this matters.
No, none of it matters. That guy doesn't come back.
It's not even funny.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty obnoxious. It's pretty fucking obnoxious.
That scene was obnoxious because it lasted too long.
They're fighting about a way better movie. It was insane. And like comparing her to Sydney and
yes,
like the cops are like, so you tell me you're Sydney? She's like, I don't even know what she says. I don't give a shit. So that's that.
So then Jay Hutch shows up.
Yeah, he's always sitting on his front stoop looking at her longingly. But then it's always like, yeah, I'm going to go fuck Ione.
I was just going to say, why don't they just fuck? They both like each other. Like, I hate when movies do that.
This one's even worse.
Which I'm sure that's what they're trying to do because of being meta.
He takes her on the most romantic skateboard ride of all time.
It was rather romantic.
It was romantic, man.
It was like the top of Titanic.
It was kind of cute. It was kind of fucking cute. And then he's like, yeah, I'm going to go bone Ione.
Plow your friend.
Yeah. Plow your best friend who you hate. What the fuck is happening? Oh,
then we see the Cinderella movie.
We see the Cinderella movie.
Which is actually Saw.
It is Saw.
Because that girl is Amanda from Saw, like with the big head contraption.
It's got the big head contraption and everything, the lockjaw thing. It's like slaw mixed with a slasher. It's so fucking dumb. And then she's trying to explain to Riley is trying to explain to Clapton and this girl, Ione, you know, this killer that Cinderella is trying to kill it. And
Cinderella is trying to actually kill her in real life.
And Ione is like, you're not hot enough to be murdered.
And they're having this conversation during the movie Cinderella while it's playing. Yeah. And some guy comes and tells them to be quiet. And they have the most like obnoxiously...
It's the Canadian guy again.
Yeah, that's right. That fucking asshole.
Yeah. And he schools her again. But what really annoyed me with this scene is Clapton, who is just like lover boy 101.
Yeah.
Now when Ione's like, you're too ugly to be murdered, Clapton's like, well, she's right. After everything, Ione takes a giant shit on Riley in this scene. Like, more than just that's that line. She says a lot. She's just like, there's no way you'd ever die. I'm going to die. You're ugly and a loser. You're not cool enough. And that's that. And the whole time Clapton's like, yep, that makes sense. This all makes sense. Like, what a fucking nightmare. And Riley's still in love with him. I don't know why. And then we get the history of Ione and Riley's friendship. Yes. Which, again, blink and you missed it. But basically, Ione stole Clapton from Riley.
That's it. That's the story. Yeah. Because Riley reveals that she likes.
Yep.
She likes what's his name? Clapton. And then cut to the next scene. They're at high school, and Ione goes after Clapton.
Yes.
And Riley's like, "Oh my god."
That is literally what happens. So try to feign excitement for that plot line.
Then
we get
into a fight at a bowling alley.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Sure.
But it's a food fight.
Sucks.
Yeah.
But we get the best plot line coming up.
Yes.
So we have this jock Billy who's been he's the guy that's been trying to fight Clapton for, it feels like a decade at this point, but just keeps getting broken up. And Billy is the star quarterback of the football team.
Yes.
Huge jock. And
we cut to his football game. And in the middle of the game, his
hands get like all sticky.
They're like the ball. So I thought it was Stickum. He just had a lot of Stickum.
I thought somebody was fucking with him or something.
Sure. They like super glued the ball to his hand.
Tons of white glue.
Probably Clapton.
So much white glue.
And during the game, he's like running backwards and like bumping all over. And people are like, what the fuck's happening? And he barfs on a kid's helmet and it melts everything.
It melts. And honestly, my brain was starting to melt at this point because I was like, what the fuck is going on in this movie? What the fuck? They cannot keep their head on straight in this fucking movie. And we get The Lonely Ballad of Billy. Well, okay, so sorry, I shouldn't say that. So he barfs on the helmet
and melts. Yep. And then he runs
away like a baby.
Riley is the mascot. Oh, because Riley's also the mascot. He bumps into her.
And gets his hand stuck on her boobs.
Yes. And then like barfs on the mascot's face, the mask. And he runs into the locker room.
Yeah.
And she follows him.
She follows him.
Yes.
And I don't even know what her deal is. I don't know why she'd follow him, but she runs in there and is like, hey, you're a jerk.
Yeah. Like, clearly, it doesn't even seem like they're good friends.
No. And then Billy's like, I have fly blood in my veins. That is literally that's the reveal. That's the fucking no, I don't even know how to say it. No tact in revealing this. He just says, he turns around upset and screams, I have fly blood in my veins.
Yeah.
And then we get The Lonely Ballad of Billy. And Billy is an abusive house. Mm-hmm. He sees a meteor fall. He touches it. His dog explodes. Why? Dude, he touches the fucking meteor and it cuts to the dog and it just explodes.
Yes.
And then his dad's like, his dad sees his hand because his hand kind of looks fucked up now.
Yeah.
And his dad's like, you have to wear this TV on your hand. This just sounds so much better than it actually is.
Agreed. Because at least I'm laughing now.
Yeah.
Then I was just sitting in disbelief that this plotline was happening in front of my eyes.
I agree. I completely agree. So his dad's like, you have to take this television, old television set, and you have to put it on your hand. He's wearing it like a fucking glove, like a hammer on his hand.
Yes.
And we see his whole
punishment.
His whole life. We see a fast forward of his life as a child, where everyone's like, TV hand, TV hand, TV hand. And he's living this miserable life as TV hand. And then finally one day his dad takes it off and he punches his dad.
Yeah.
And then it also cuts to him having sex as an adult. And giant wings come out.
The shittiest wings. And that's not the part that he has to explain. He has to explain the fact that his semen glows in the dark.
Yes.
That's normal. Not the fact that he sprouted wings.
Yes.
He also punches himself in the face.
Oh,
a regular Paul move.
He does do that in a fight, and it's amazing. So that was the tale of Billy. And that is just thrown into the middle of this movie.
Yeah. Why?
I don't fucking...
Because
they didn't have a full movie?
Because, like, what is the plot of this movie? Because we're going to get to it.
There is nothing.
It's a time travel story.
Dude.
It is.
All right, so let's speed it up a little
this
bit. 'Cause
kid's
I'm honestly sick of this movie.
Character.
I'm so fucking sick of this fucking movie. So they have a costume party. Riley's super drunk. Everyone's drunk. Billy's there to beat up Clapton. Clapton and Billy fight. Billy runs away crying because he's transforming into a fucking fly. He runs upstairs. And Cinderella comes back. You forgot about her. And Billy
Tries to kill Billy.
Tries to kill Billy, but Billy's hand gets stuck in the TV again. How is that possible in 2011? I don't know. And Cinderella chops off his arm and his head.
Yeah.
That's the end of Billy. And the end of Cinderella for a while.
Yeah. For a real long time.
For the rest of the movie.
And because of this murder, we cut to Dane Cook, who gives everyone Saturday school.
Because of this murder. Yeah. Everyone gets detention because a kid was murdered at a party.
Yes.
Oh, and because Riley got filmed with her boob hanging out. And they're like, you all have detention. Because that video came out and that kid was murdered.
Yes. Right. Well, why would you get Saturday school detention?
I don't.
Did you ever have Saturday school detention?
No, I never did.
Dude, I had it like 4 weeks in a row.
Why?
Dude, it is so boring. So boring because every time you talk, honestly, it's like in the Breakfast Club where he's like, say another word and you get another one. That's what this guy did.
Was it the guy with a tire in his nuts? the guy that walked like he had a tire in between his balls?
Who the fuck was that?
I forget his name. Pick?
Oh, Nick Pick? No, it wasn't Nick Pick. That guy would never give detention.
Do you know what I'm talking about? He used to walk like he had a tire swinging.
Yeah, on Valentine's Day, he had a rose stem, but there was no flower on top. It was just a grape. He was giving it to people.
So, I mean, where are we? So, everyone has detention.
Yeah, but guess what? You know what this movie was missing?
What?
UFOs.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. You know what else this movie was missing? A random scene where Riley wants to try and fuck her teacher. And the teacher's like, I'm gay. I mean, for lack of a better term.
This movie's tiring.
It is exhausting. That scene with the fucking teacher goes nowhere and has no point whatsoever.
No. No, it doesn't. Oh, and we didn't mention that the Saturday school is the same night as prom, of course.
Sure. Who cares?
Which Saturday school is during the day.
And done. They even throw in, to me, I fucking hate this movie. They throw in one of those montages of it's like it's tough to be a kid montage, where it's cutting to every kid and their problems that they're dealing with.
Yes.
I was like, are you fucking kidding me? This is the most nonsensical bullshit movie I've ever seen. And now you're going to try and be like, hey man, look, they all have it rough. I don't give a fuck. These people are awful. They're the worst. And then, it was missing aliens. So we get the story, the disturbing abduction of the time-traveling bear.
Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, is actually a stuffed bear that's at the school.
Right. But it's real for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets abducted by aliens.
But why?
And that's the story.
But why?
I don't.
No, I'm seriously asking you.
I have no idea, Joe. And again, 5 stars. 5 stars someone gave this.
Well, a lot of people gave it.
That's dumb. It's ignorant. It's as if you've never seen a movie before. Maybe it was the first movie they've ever seen. And they were like, oh my God, moving pictures? Maybe they thought it was a documentary, because that would be impressive if it was a documentary.
No, it wouldn't.
Alien? Proof of aliens?
Not the way this is filmed.
Yeah, it still wouldn't be.
If they proved that aliens were real, but it was filmed like this, I would lose interest so fast.
I would totally be a conspiracy theorist and be like, they want us to believe in aliens. No. And then we get our Breakfast Club style detention, which again, people that are like, it's like the Breakfast Club, but a horror movie.
Now it is, and the movie's almost over.
Exactly. Thank you. And it lasts for 2 seconds because soon we're about to start, in about 3 minutes, we're about to start time traveling.
So we meet a new character, which, like I said before, this is my favorite character in this movie.
Elliot Fink.
Because he just shows up because he's just sitting there and like, where have you been? Like, where'd you come from? He's like, I've been here for 19 years.
Yeah. But the only problem with that is we get the enigma of Elliot Fink, which then is just a flashback to
each year of him being in detention. Someone's like, why are you here? And he's like, I don't remember.
And fun fact, I mean, maybe for younger kids this is funny. Maybe this is, I don't know. But they go to 2008. So this was from 2011. They go to 2008, 2005, 2004. All those years were the fucking same.
I know, you could have chosen one. You could have chosen one.
They did not need to show those.
No.
It was so fucking... That honestly pissed me off so fucking bad. As if those were different decades. 2004 and 2005?
I know.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. And then 1998, it kind of changes, but like...
Yeah. I would be fine if it went to 2003 and then 95.
Yeah.
Those are different.
God damn it. Anyway... We're subjected to
So
everything.
Elliot Fink he's been there for 19 years. He does not remember why he's been there. He's kind of thrown in as the red herring because they're talking about Cinderella and he's like sitting there like, I don't know what I did.
Yeah. I honestly, at this point, I honestly don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I don't know what happened. Literally have no idea what happens. Ione and her mom somehow decide that they're going to switch brains.
Yeah.
That they have a conversation.
Yes.
They're like, we're going to switch brains.
They look exactly the same. So they do switch. But it's because the mom can dance better?
Oh, they're swapping positions in their time. Ione's going to go back in time and live in the 90s.
Yes.
And Ione's mom from the 90s is going to come to the future and dance. Like the 90s.
Right.
Because they're saying that the 90s are back in. This is not true. Categorically false.
There was a 90s resurgence at that time.
I think there's a bigger 90s resurgence now than in 2011.
I don't know. I feel like I've never left. Dude, Amato would have a 90 party. I mean, I still dress the same as they did in 99.
You do. You fit
listen to
into
the same music.
I fucking hate the 90s. One funny thing, though, is Ione's character, So Ione's character throughout the movie has been using 90s lingo, and it's actually kind of funny. It just, more because you haven't heard some of the words in a while. It's wild. And, but that's because it turns out it's Ione's mom from the 90s.
Yeah.
It's not Ione. She's not obsessed with the 90s. She's from the
90s, yeah.
So that happens.
But why?
I don't know.
I'm just going to keep asking you that after everything you say from here now on.
Well, that's good because the next one is the aliens show back up.
Right. Why?
I don't know. The aliens have nothing to do with any of this.
It'll be easy to listen to this episode if these guys understood what they were talking about. Well, I don't. I don't. That's why I'm asking why.
Somebody on the Bloody Disgusting board was upset because we didn't know. First of all, he claimed Tobe Hooper laid on the ground for 16 days. I believe Tobe Hooper laid on the ground. There's no fucking way he laid on the ground for 16 days.
You know what? I've changed my mind, and I believe him.
Well, one of our fans did message me and was like, hey, just so you know, he actually did. First of all,
16 days.
It wasn't like we were like, we were making a fucking joke. Because who the fuck would lay on the ground for 16 days?
Nobody would. Or the entirety of that movie.
For a scene.
I'm sure that he actually laid down at some point to get a shot.
Right.
That's not the argument.
Right.
That's not the point we're trying to make.
Right. The point is it's idiotic.
Yes. And to think that he did that the entire movie is also idiotic. Like these guys, their entire dialogue was filmed with this fucking idiot laying there.
Not Tobe Hooper, whatever his
Tobin
name.
Bell.
Tobin Bell. That is 100% Tobin Bell. Just trolling Bloody Disgusting, looking for people talking shit. Anyway, so the aliens show back up. I don't even know why.
Yeah.
Then they start watching Cinderella.
Well, a stuffed animal appears on her desk
while she's sitting there. That happens.
Didn't make me chuckle. It's with a bloody Converse.
Yep.
So they know the killer is in the room with them?
Sure.
Wait, did we even talk about the backstory of the kid who's going to be the killer?
No, because he's an annoying fucking asshole. Hey, guys, there's a nerdy guy who's a pervert.
The typical best friend who gets overlooked.
Yeah, and he looks like, what's his name? From, like, Sweet 16 and shit. Redheaded fuck.
Duck?
Yeah.
That's not Duck. That's the Chinese guy.
No. Long Duck Dong's the Chinese guy. It's Ducky.
Oh, Ducky.
Yeah, I think it's...
Wait. What's the other guy's name?
Chinese kid is Long Duck Dong.
Okay.
But Duck, or Ducky, is...
Ducky. The guy from 2.5 Men.
Yes.
Okay.
Which I didn't know forever and couldn't fucking believe.
Really?
Anyway, that's this guy.
You think he looks like him?
Ringwald.
Molly Ringwald.
I don't know, Joe. I don't know. I don't care. We're almost over. This episode's almost over.
How long have we been talking?
An hour.
Well, no.
Yeah.
Okay, let's wrap this shit up.
I know. We don't need to talk about it. Because it doesn't fucking matter. Nothing fucking matters in this movie.
So
have you ever been more irritated by a movie that we've watched? I'm going to be honest. Let's sort out there. Andrew G., cover your ears, earmuffs. We're sorry, but I was not looking forward to talking to about this at all.
No, I thought we could only talk about it for half an hour. I'm actually, my mind's blown.
Nightmare.
But to ask if I've ever been more irritated,
I'm like really irritated by this movie.
for sure, it would be top 3. I'm trying to think what could possibly have irritated me more.
It's fucking crazy because we're missing huge chunks of this. There's a kid that builds a time machine inside the bear, which I guess we're going to get to.
Yep. Okay.
So there's a million scenes about that.
Yeah.
And clues about that. And there's like love scenes between characters that we don't ever see again.
Like you get the clues that they're building it.
Yeah.
But there's no way that you're thinking. I mean, I guess you probably should by this point because so much others. I mean, there's a fly kid, but yeah, there's a time machine in the bear that's also in the school that was also once abducted by the aliens. Why were the aliens
Toshiba
there?
is the kid, and he built the time machine.
But when did he build it?
In class.
But 1992?
No.
In the recent one. Because they go back to 1992.
Correct.
But they're also building something then.
Of course.
But
They're
it's the
building
nerdy
bombs.
The nerdy kid's there. Yeah. But it's present day nerdy kid.
It's present day nerdy kid and old and past Dane Cook.
That's Dane Cook's character?
Yes.
Younger?
Yes.
Building the bomb?
Yes.
Oh, I missed that.
Yes.
Why?
Because he wanted to...
Dane Cook got killed, by the
way. Dane Cook wanted to date Ione's mom.
Okay. I thought it was just a random kid.
No. It's Dane
Cook's character.
Right. So then the nerdy kid from present time goes back and meets up with Dane, and they're kind of a little bit of kindred spirits there.
Okay. Because they're
always
both
being
scorned.
overlooked.
Yep.
And they're going to make a bomb and blow up.
But then why would Dane's character become the principal?
I don't know, but they literally think that this kid's bomb is going to blow up the world.
Yeah, it's like a tiny bomb, like an Acme.
It's literally 3 pieces of dynamite.
It might hurt the person next to you.
Well, it's weird because when they go into the past, when it does go off, it just burns Dane Cook's face, and that results in his scar.
Yes.
Which doesn't really matter. Okay, well, so I guess the nerdy kid's going to help him make it work by ending the world.
Okay. Yeah.
So
my note here is...
instead of like killing any of these kids...
My note is I don't get what the fuck is happening, and then the next one is now they're back in 1992 again. I still don't know what's happening.
Yeah, that's exactly correct. And they convince Ione, who is pretending to be her own mother, to date...
Back in 1992.
Yes.
To date
Dane
Cook.
Dane Cook.
Okay. I mean, it still doesn't matter that it was Dane Cook. It just mattered that it was somebody that was going to blow up the world.
Right.
But they're going to get her to date him.
So he doesn't detonate the bomb.
Yes.
And she's just like, do you want to go out? And he's like, yeah. And then he just gets rid of the bomb. But then the nerd tries to detonate it.
I just want to reiterate, this is Ione back in 1992 pretending to be her mom. Trying to convince the old principal who's it's his past self, but the nerd is the present self who's also back in time.
Do you ever see Looper?
I did.
It's probably one of the best time travel movies ever made.
I agree.
If not the best.
That and 12 Monkeys.
Yep.
Okay.
Where do you rank this? The consistency is so poor.
I mean, it's maybe it's so smart because I just can't wrap my head around this.
No, I don't think that's the case, Joe. They anyway, the nerdy kid detonates the bomb, I guess.
But how did he get back there?
Joe, I have no idea.
It's just because they traveled in the bear.
Right.
But how did he get back there? Because he wasn't in the bear.
Correct.
Also, that kid just built the bear. How did Ione get back there before all this?
Ione does not come back.
But how did she get there? I know that her and her mom talked about it.
They're still swapped.
No. I know that. But how did they swap? Because they didn't have the bear.
I don't know. The aliens.
Okay, fine. Well, that's all cleared up.
Well, hey, can we just skip over this because none of this makes sense?
So this is my favorite part of the movie is that they're all back in time,
Right.
And
Normal time.
It looks like the girl's jerking off the bear
Yes,
because a fight ensues, and she's trying to fix it. And the kid who's been in detention for 19 years takes a picture of her because it looks like she's jerking it off, and the guy gets caught.
Yes.
By the principal.
Yes.
And that's why he gets detention.
Yeah.
Kind of funny.
And that picture is referenced at the very beginning of the movie.
Yes.
She sees it.
You know what? I like it.
No. 5 stars. Well, they're back. Everyone's back. Ione is now the mom. Is still in the mom's body, but in 40-year-old mom's body, dating the principal.
Yes, because of the kiss.
Because the kiss.
Back in time.
Yes. And Ione's mom is now stuck in a child's body.
So then how would Ione be born?
She gave birth to herself, is what they say.
Is what they say. It doesn't make fucking... It's pissing me off.
No, it's the best time travel movie ever. But, hey, did you forget about Cinderella?
Yeah.
Because I did.
I did. Also, the sequels were made during the Breakfast Club part.
I forgot about Cinderella, and honestly, probably should have just left it out because I got furious when they brought it back. Because I was like, oh yeah, that's what this movie was supposed to be about. That's what I fucking came to see. Well, Clapton and Riley danced to a shitty cover of Mbop at the dance. They're
very shitty.
The worst cover I've ever heard. And they're awarded Prom King and Queen. They're leaving. And we see the nerdy guy. He's back.
Yep.
He's fine. Everyone's cool with him, too. He grabs a knife. He's Cinderella.
Mm-hmm. Of course he is.
And he tries to kill him.
But why?
I don't know. That's not explained.
Okay.
I mean, we do know he wanted to fuck, and he didn't get to fuck.
Yeah. Been there.
Typical fuck boy. Mm-hmm. All right. Gets fucking pissed off when you don't respond to his DMs in time. Mm-hmm. But why is he dressing up like Cinderella?
Way too much effort.
Way too much. And then they channel their spirit fighters, Steven Seagal and Patrick Swayze.
Yes.
And we have to watch these two fight.
That we do, Sean.
And then the nerd somehow gets sucked up. This is so idiotic. I don't even know what I'm saying, Joe. The bear sucks up the nerdy kid, literally sucks him up from 20 feet away, sucks him up like a vacuum,
yes,
and bites his head. A bear statue bites his head.
Mm-hmm. That it does.
And it kills him. And then at the end, they expect us to give a shit about any of this. And Riley goes on a monologue, 3-minute monologue, about how, I don't even know what the fuck she says, because I stopped listening, because I didn't give a shit. But she's like, oh, this is why life is so great. I was like, are you...
Yeah, came full circle, because life sucked at the beginning.
Life still sucks.
With Sean, she's now with what's the idiot's name? Casper Clapton. She's now with Clapton, and they're watching TV. Did you see the news clip?
No.
Oh, aliens have taken over. Guess who's the alien? That fucking idiot from the debate team, who's also the movie theater worker.
Oh, I was so confused. I did see that, but I just didn't understand.
Yeah, he's an alien. Because of course. That was it. That's how it ended. It was just his news segment.
And we also saw a weird scene where, this is what I was talking about, Elliot Fink walks out dramatically.
Yeah, he's like Judd Nelson. Why didn't he just put his fist up like Judd Nelson?
It was so fucking weird. And it was so fucking
honestly,
weird.
the fact that they didn't end with Don't You Forget About Me.
Yeah.
But
It's infuriating.
But the director did direct a lot of Rap-A-Lot music videos.
He did. And we just surpassed an hour, but you know what? I really didn't like this episode. So let's go over some of his let's go over some of his
music videos?
Yeah. Sorry, I should stop using my computer on things. All right, let's go over some of his music videos. You can rate them for me if you remember them, okay?
Okay.
All right, so we're going to start. I'm going to skip, Ghetto Boys, Straight
Big
Gangsterism.
A+.
Too Low, Funky Little Brother.
A fucking plus.
No, you said he's an 11-year-old?
He was very young.
Talking about fucking.
Oh, yeah. Most vulgar kid of all time. It must be this video, because there's no way I've seen Too Low music videos.
There's no way he has.
There's one where he's rapping in a school, and then Scarface shows up halfway through and like kicks a verse. But it's like a typical Scarface verse. Who allowed this?
I don't know. Die Krups featuring Biohazard, Bloodsuckers.
I have no clue.
Yeah, no clue. Retarded Elf, What Up, G?
I have no clue. Is that... Wow. All right.
Lords of the Underground, Faith, and Never Faded.
I love the Lords of the Underground. I don't know that music video.
Onyx, All We Got Is Us.
A+.
Onyx, Last Days.
A+.
Roughnecks, Sound System, Stick By Me. Scarface featuring Ice Cube.
Hand of the Dead Body?
Hand of the Dead Body.
Best one yet.
Really?
Yes.
Public Enemy, So What You Gonna Do Now?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, they can't all be winners. New Edition, Hit Me Off.
A+.
Warren G, What's Love Got to Do With It?
D-.
Oh, shit. Another New Edition, I'm Still in Love with You.
Yeah.
Dude, is this for real? Shaq? You
Can't Stop the Rain? A+.
Shut the... Tony. Let's Get Down.
You can New Jack Swing on my nuts.
Korn, Adidas.
A+.
Ice Cube, The World Is Mine. How do you feel about that?
B+.
Okay. Faith No More, Last Cup of Sorrow.
A+.
So this guy's a good music video maker is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Right? Backstreet Boys, Everybody.
The one where the mummies and stuff?
Yeah. Dude, that's
A+.
A+. You are correct. That is an A+ fucking video. That video.
That song is good. Fuck you.
Sure. Whatever. That
That
video is really good though. And it's weird because when you watch these videos, they definitely feel like
this
tension. Yeah, they're just frantic and insane. But in a music video, it's fine to just Bone Thugs and Harmony, If I Could Teach the World.
Great.
Yeah. Usher, Bedtime.
Yeah.
Montel Jordan. Oh, he went on an R&B kick here for a bit.
I'm not interested.
Yeah. Silk the Shocker, remember him?
Unfortunately.
Mace, What You Want?
I hate Silk the Shocker. Dude, have you heard Silk the Shocker, like any of his albums?
Yeah.
There is no way that he was listening to the same track when he was recording his vocals. There's nothing, like, he is so off on every song.
It's like the new Eminem album.
Worse, though. Dude, he is offbeat on every song he's ever rapped over. It's unbelievable. It must just be like a joke that his brother was pulling on him. Like, hey, here's the beats, and then just switch them up in the studio.
Yeah. That had to have been what it was. And it somehow worked. People liked him. Monster Magnet, Space Lord.
The best.
Rob Zombie, Living Dead Girl.
This guy's awesome.
This guy is kind of awesome.
You know what? I like this movie now.
Listen, I watched interviews with him, and I kind of fell in love with him. He's a really cool guy.
He seems like a cool guy.
He's a really cool guy.
I would never watch this movie again.
No. And I would never recommend anyone watch it. I'll be honest with you.
I agree.
I'll be honest with you. It's the last movie I'd ever recommend. Jennifer Love Hewitt, he got. Power Trip, Monster Magnet, Sugar Ray, Someday. I mean, Backstreet Boys, Larger Than Life.
This guy must be rolling in dough.
You think, right? He said he did a lot of the early stuff kind of for free just to get his foot in the door.
Yeah, sure.
Like he was going like door to door to the record label.
No way anyone paid him for too low.
No.
Or was that the elf one?
Retarded elf.
There's no way he got paid for that.
Dude, he did the thong song.
Yeah.
Fuck. The Way You Love Me. Scarface, It Ain't. Wu-Tang, Gravel Pit, Protect Your Neck.
He did. You told me he did Protect Your Neck. I didn't see him
Yeah,
credit.
it's on there. Huh. Pretty fucking crazy, man. Papa Roach, Between Angels and Insects.
No clue.
I don't know. That was like later on, I think. D12, Purple Pills.
Sucks. I hate that song.
I mean, the song's not great, but you know what else he did?
Wasn't Bizarre's Fat Face the Sun in that video?
Dude, I fucking love Bizarre.
No, stop.
Dude, Bizarre's the best.
I hate Bizarre. Do you remember the Eminem song? Oh, what the fuck? Like, the doing, doing, doing.
The doing, doing, doing. Yeah.
Fuck that
With
song.
an ass like that.
That was it. That was it. Ass like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That song sucks.
Yeah, that song is the most miserable Eminem song. I remember buying that album and hearing that.
Was that Encore?
I think so. Yeah. And I never listened to that song again. Ever.
Why would you?
Ever.
Why would you?
The doing, doing, doing.
Who would sit down and enjoy that?
That doing, doing.
Nate Dogg?
Doing. Yeah. Of course.
Rest in peace.
No, R.I.P. Nate Dogg. We are so off track on this. R.I.P. Nate Dogg. But I'm pretty sure the Nate Dogg songs that Eminem did were jokes on Nate Dogg. Dude. I really believe that. I think Eminem was just like, let's just see if he'll sing this.
I like that theory better, although it's probably the ICP theory. Remember when Great Milenko came out? Mm-hmm. I bought it because I was such a big ODB fan. He was on the album, so was Snoop Dogg. And then I read like a year later that they just paid ODB the $10,000 up front, and he didn't listen to any of the music, and he was just like, yeah, here's my verse, and they couldn't use it, so they had to like chop it up and like rearrange the words to make it coherent. It's just like a string of he just sent them like a string of bullshit, and they had to like piece it together.
Dude, that might be my most favorite thing ever. If somebody ever asks us to do something and pay them for it, let's just do that. Just babble,
ramble, and they have to figure it out.
They have to put piece. They have to unsolve. They have to solve the mystery.
Crack the code. So yeah, Detention.
That's the end of Detention and Eminem or an Eminem retrospect. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. But hey, listen. Now you disagreed with this. I think it looked nice. The production value was high.
I agree with that.
The production value is very high. And next week we're doing Ravenous from 1999. Also super high production value in my opinion. And both of them really missing the mark in my opinion. Both kind of had this weird, strong framework that they could have done something with, and then ultimately they were just like, nah.
Agreed. Honestly, maybe even more so Ravenous.
Maybe more so. It's almost like they were like, let's make a horror movie, and then forgot they were making a horror movie.
Ravenous was more enjoyable, and I would watch Ravenous over this again.
Because it was a story.
Correct. But they might have missed the mark more for me.
I agree. All right. So Ravenous next week is from 1999. That is nowhere. So good luck. Just rent it.
Yeah.
It's like $2.99. And that's it. Facebook.com/IHateHorror, IHateHorror.com. You can find me on you can find me on Twitter at IHateHorrorShow, Instagram and Snapchat at IHateHorror.
You can find me at JoeV421, Boognish1985, and Horror Show Joe.
Joe's got something to show me. So that's it, guys. Rate, review, subscribe. That's the best way to help us. If you do, send me an email, Sean, SEAN, @IHateHorror.com. And we'll get you some stickers sent your way. And yeah, that's really it. I think.
Yeah.
Sure. Fuck it, man. So for Joe, this is Sean. Stay weird.
Thank you.
Adios.
Nobody's safe since mommy's little boy drowned in the lake. It's been a crazy ride. I'm obsessive compulsive. I have to make a mine. Create a shrine. Life is short and then you die. I'm gonna watch those tapes again, even though I've seen them like a million times. THS.
Wanna play?
I'm gonna watch what I'm not supposed to watch. A fucking zombie getting sliced and diced. A killer. A monster.
Just a fucking idiot watching movies all fucking day.
Kill her.